Session meeting called to order. Councilmember Clayton. Here. Councilmember Kendall.
Here.
Councilmember Werner.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Quinn. Here. Mayor Moore.
Here.
All right, the first item on your work session agenda is review and follow-up from comments and questions from the work session on Monday, September 21st. All right, all matters were presented by the public. The first of which was Werner Baumgartner brought up questions about the infrastructure work west of Kingsley Avenue, primarily 1st and 2nd Avenues, during the work session. I believe that his questions were addressed satisfactorily during a conversation with him after the meeting. Secondly, additional comments were provided by Tracy Rogers regarding Michelle Alonzo's presentation on the Transit Village program and suggested regarding comparable software for use across all departments, as well as concerns about emergency and temporary lighting were all brought up. These matters are going to be discussed at Friday's staff meeting. Thirdly, was an issue of bricks that were falling from a building in the 600 block of 2nd Avenue. That was referred to George Seela, our construction official. There was no evidence of any bricks that were actually falling from any of the buildings in the 600 block. However, there is construction work and redevelopment work going on at 605 Lake Avenue, where there is brickwork being done. The matter has been addressed, and the construction official will continue to look at the area. Matters from the City Council.
Two quick ones. One was what was raised on Monday night regarding the software and code. Just a reminder we wanted to follow up with, I guess, Rob, and I can send an email or Tony. I don't know how you want me to do it, but just so we can make sure that we're on track for the new software, hopefully with fire and code, to keep track of everything.
Kevin has taken the lead on that. So if you want to address Kevin.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want me to? Are you on doing it, or you want me to send a follow-up email? Or?
I had a conversation with Rob again today, but
okay.
Closed.
Okay. All right. Great. Cool. Thank you. And then this is a couple weeks old, but we had a meeting about a month ago regarding the dog beach with people from the tower, people that are always at the dog beach, Councilwoman Clayton and I, and we had a good discussion. I thought it was like a time to get everything out in the open and just kind of hear what everybody had to say. And there looked like there was a lot of low-hanging fruit to be handled with just communication and enforcement. So we're going to focus on those two things. There were some dates on the calendar that weren't right. There may be some signs that aren't exactly clear. Updating the website, reaching out to the dog websites that advertise when you can be on the beach, make sure all that stuff is clear. So it's just a matter of a couple of key points were just the enforcement and clear communication, which we have some time, obviously, it's the off season, but that was where we were. We'll meet again before the season starts again and try to tighten all that up. And I know Kevin's working on getting everything ready for whatever needs to happen in January as far as our calendar and things like that. That's all I have.
Any other matters from the council?
Yes, I have a few. Speaking of 4th Avenue, school has started. I noticed last year we had crossing guards. We don't have a crossing guard there. I think it's a necessity that we put a crossing guard there from what I see in the morning. Also, I say about 50 feet from 4th Avenue and Pine, it used to be writing on the road that says school. And I noticed that people see that before they see the crossing guard. I'm hoping that we can put that back there. Another issue on 4th Avenue is street cleaning. I noticed that when the machine comes along, it's a lot of cars. And he just goes around and he keeps going in and out, in and out. Is it possible that one half of the street do on a Wednesday, on the other half maybe on a Thursday, the right side or left side? Like some other streets we have, like on 1st Avenue, I know they do it. the street cleaner come?
We'll look at the ordinance and I'll discuss it with public maintenance.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Is that it?
Yes.
Just quickly on that one, just because I'm a little bit familiar with it. The problem is, we have one sweeper, and right now we have so many streets posted, unless we want to buy another sweeper, we can't physically add any more streets. We're maxed out on the streets as far as they're here from 8 to 9, they're here from 9 to 11, they're here from 12 to 1, they're here from there. There's just not enough hours in the day for the one sweeper. That's the problem. That's why 4th isn't marked, 5th isn't marked past probably Comstock, 3rd isn't marked, and half the southwest isn't marked. It's just, we're out of sweepers, and it's just, you know, we can look into it again, but logistically, you just can't keep on adding streets without adding more personnel and more equipment.
So the only one thing I'm going to bring up, just because I'll forget if I don't say it now, the city's moving away from Code Red as of January 2016. It's for a number of reasons, one being fiscally. So we're moving to Nixle. You'll be able to get your emergency updates in all the same ways that you can with Code Red, but you have to actually join the Nixle site. Code Red won't allow us to transfer all the numbers that we've accumulated. So we have it on our Facebook. I think we put it on Nextdoor today. We have flyers, anything else, but you'll be able to get alerts via text message. You can decide how you want to get alerts. Text message, email, a phone call, or whatever, and we would just strongly suggest people do this sooner rather than later, to keep everybody up to date on whatever's coming down the pike, closing streets for snowstorms, snow removal. We're adding a few streets and alternate side parking for snow removal. So if you could just go to nixle.com and put your name and whatever method you want to be notified of, that would help us tremendously. Yes.
I just want to repeat what we announced on Monday. The Quality of Life Committee is sponsoring a program and a series of initiatives called Pride in the Park, and it's going to be kicked off on October 2nd here at City Hall from 12 to 1, and everybody is invited. On October 10th, there will be a citywide cleanup and with a shredder in the parking lot. The cleanup is going to be from Asbury Avenue South. On October 17th, there'll be a cleanup of everything from Asbury Avenue North. And also on that day in the southwest quadrant, there'll be a smoke detector giveaway and installation. And it'll be followed by a party on the 23rd for volunteers. So anybody that is looking forward to or would like to volunteer, we welcome your input. If you just want to work in your neighborhood or on your block, let us know and we'll make it possible. Thank you.
A quick question, not necessarily looking for the answer tonight, but I want to put it out there on public record. Are we ready for snow? And if not, when are we going to be ready for snow? Because it's September, but October's right around the corner, and I don't want to hear in December we're not ready.
It'll be discussed Friday staff meeting and with Robert Mancini.
Right, and I believe
We ordered the signs, I know that.
3 streets were supposed to be posted. Some of them are done as far as no parking on snow on one side. Be it Sunset, Bangs, and Springwood. So those signs aren't up yet, so we can get them up before winter also. That's all I have.
Matters from the city manager.
All right, I have one matter. All right, the city council, due to scheduling conflicts among council members, all right, the city council meetings that are scheduled for, all right, Tuesday, October 13th and Wednesday, October 14th, all right, they're going to be changed to, all right, Wednesday, October the 7th. All right, we'll have our work session, all right, and Thursday, October 8th will be our regular meeting. All right, and that will be advertised and it'll be posted.
Matters from the city attorney.
I have no matters at this time.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Regular meeting call to order. Councilmember Clayton.
Here.
Councilmember Kendall.
Here.
Councilmember Werner.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Here.
Mayor Moore.
Here.
Please stand for a silent prayer, a moment of reflection. We will now salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As to compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in the following manner. The annual notice was forwarded to the Asbury Park Press, the Coaster, and the Star Ledger on January 2nd, 2015, and posted on the bulletin board the same date. All notices are on file with the city clerk. May I have a motion to open the public comment portion of the meeting with a 3-minute time limit for each speaker?
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Werner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Hi, Teresa Jones, coming from Allen Chapel. Just looking for an update about our tree issue on DeWitt Avenue. Back in the spring, I did a collection of letters from property owners, so just where we plan on going now that we're going into the fall season.
Got anything else?
That's it.
Funny you should ask. I had a
Funny I should
conversation with
ask.
Robert Pancini just this morning about that.
Okay.
All right, that we were going to go out to DeWitt Avenue, all right, to see if there were any trees that possibly, all right, could be moved from there. All right, before we do anything of that nature, we're going to reach out to Tom Pavinsky and have that discussion with him.
Okay.
I do have the petitions. I hadn't forgotten about it, and I did say that come the fall, I'd be looking into it.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
if we should actually do some transplanting.
Okay, because we're just holding back the neighborhood. Okay.
Good evening, council and public. Lori Ross, 115 DeWitt Avenue, Westside Community Center. I know that I'm probably shocking Acting Chief Salerno, but I'm here to thank him. I just spoke with him maybe not more than a half an hour ago. I will tell you that he is the most responsive, diligent, dedicated police chief I have ever worked with while either being an employee of the city of Asbury Park or on the board of the Asbury Park, on the board of the Westside Community Center. I will tell you that, again, I'm going to ask Mr. Nucci to follow up with the council regarding a next meeting, because I think that we should be meeting every other month, if not monthly, based on your schedule. I will make myself available. We still continue to deal with some challenges, but I will tell you that Acting Chief Salerno has been always answering our phone calls, whether it's the employees, the volunteers, the board members, with regards to what is going on in the west side of Asbury Park. I will tell you that there have been a number of issues that we met with maybe 3 weeks ago with the chief on anything from condoms, apparently used condoms on our facility. Somebody was sleeping on our front porch, and they may have needed Narcan, but the police officers were able to wake them up. Children got books from somewhere, and they burned them on the property. Again, I keep saying we need help. We are under siege. Windows have been broken out repeatedly. People have tried to get in there. One window was actually open, and I will tell you, no matter when we call Acting Chief Salerno, he answers the phone. I pick up garbage. All the board members pick up garbage. All the volunteers and the employees. We just had a wonderful breakfast this past Saturday with at least 65 folks, including the candidates, Barbara Lazinski, Mr. Pete, I can't recall his name, and Mrs. Anderson came to the center with providers, well-attended event. Bottom line is we are under siege. We are under siege. And the chief clearly articulated his challenges and how we can work together, even cameras. We don't have the money for cameras. He's got limitations on his manpower. Again, I am begging, we are begging the council to meet with us, to work together. But I want to be, he had no idea I was coming. Like I said, I spoke to him a half an hour ago. We met, the police officers came very quickly. Some of the most professional officers I have ever met outside of Asbury Park. And again, we want to thank, the Westside Community Center Board wants to thank Acting Chief Salerno for his diligence, his follow-through, and continuing to pick up our phone as we try to work this out. Thank you, Chief. Thank you so much.
Just let me address the issue of the meeting. All right, Lori, I assure you the council has not forgotten about that meeting. All right, the last email I got from you, I did ask for dates. All right, problem has been is that council members, all right, varying council members have been sitting on different committees and boards, primarily just about every week they're doing evening interviews for the communications director, the city manager's position, public works position. So, you know, we promise you that, you know, we didn't forget.
And we understand the conflicts in the scheduling, but again, I would be remiss if I went to bed tonight and not shared our very positive experience as we're trying to work together, because it's not our problem, it's the community's problem. And some of the folks that are doing some of this stuff, unfortunately, are children, and the parents are not there. And like I said, whoever in this room wants to help work on a solution. But again, we would be remiss if I didn't come here tonight and applaud Acting Chief Salerno's diligence.
And we appreciate those.
Go ahead, I'm sorry. What hours are you open during the day?
Well, here's the thing. We have very limited hours during the day.
What is limited?
Meaning, we don't have regular hours during the day. We are based on our program. We're developing a program, working with...
You're developing a program?
Yes.
So you're telling me that the staff, the place is not open, you have no staff, right?
We have volunteers.
You have volunteers. And
all of our staff are volunteers. We have maybe a handful of...
the people that we want to talk to, though. Because I have talked to various council people, and they're saying that they can't get in touch with the people. And
well,
not to you out, but
well, no, Councilman Kendall, I've called you. My phone number is 732-688-1701. I've called council members. I haven't gotten necessarily a call back. So what I'm saying is we executed a partnership agreement with you, Councilman Kendall. We haven't heard a response back. Like I said, my phone is on 20. Somebody called me at 9:30 last night with regards to doing a programming, and we're meeting tomorrow. So what I'm saying is that I've tried to make myself, the board has made themselves available. So like I said, my phone is open 24/7. The idea is whoever wants to partner and move forward. We have a food pantry program every Thursday. We just had an event this past Saturday. It was attended by at least 65 people, including the folks, some of the folks that were running for Board of Education. So if I'll call you, you call me, whatever works to work together to develop some programming and do some programming. But like I said, we can't be responsible if somebody sleeps on the front porch at 2 o'clock in the morning and they're getting rustled out at 7 o'clock in the morning because they may have potentially taken some drugs. Like I said, it's a partnership working together, and we signed the agreement and we're just waiting on some next steps with the council, but we're moving on to develop other programming. So to say you didn't get a hold of me, I'm disappointed because I've called you too. I get that you're busy. I'm sure you get that I'm a volunteer. We're all a volunteer, but it's about trying to work together. So I'm not trying to call you out either, but I called you.
The gentleman's name you couldn't remember is Pete Cheney.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, sir.
Reverend David J. Perrier, Jr., 149 Atkins Avenue, Asbury Park. 3 things. When are you going to remove the eyesore opposite the senior center, that Christmas, or that tree, that spruce tree? It died. It's time for it to go. It's an eyesore for us to be looking out at. 2, what happened, I was here when they bid on doing some work and finishing the work for the park. So I'm hoping that that's the results have been presented to council and that they will move on that. 3, I understand that the Esperanza's maybe some development be going on down there, and my concern is for jobs for the locals. What will be the criteria for hiring locals to work in that construction? And not only there on the beachfront, but we need to get something done on the west side too. Thank you.
I can take the lead.
Okay, I'll take one. I agree with you. Whenever somebody wants to give you something, you know you shouldn't take it. I was dead against that tree, and I was outvoted. So cut it down and get rid of it. I mean, get the contractor who put it there for free to take it down for us.
Did it die? It died?
Yes, it's
Okay.
dead. Yes.
The tree is coming down.
I got the Springwood Avenue one for you. All right, the council, all right, is going to be awarding, all right, the contract for the base bid for the, all right, for the park this evening.
Correct. And Amy will handle number 3.
So, Reverend Perry, we've been meeting with people both asking for the 5-year abatements and the developers in the waterfront about coming up with a more comprehensive plan when they're building, like hiring local or training or workforce development. So I think it's fair to say, Brian, and correct me if I'm wrong, that we're working on that for the Esperanza. The only thing that's happening tonight is a concept design, but when we get to the redevelopers agreement and the things that have teeth, that's where we're going to put in something about hiring local or workforce development and training.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maureen Nevin, Deal Lake Court. Speaking of getting those things in order for the Esperanza development, which we should be calling the Asbury Park, right? Or is it the Asbury?
It's 1101 Ocean.
What's that?
1101 Ocean.
Isn't it called the Asbury? That's what I'm reading in the papers.
That's the Salvation Army.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we don't have a name for it yet?
Yes, it's 1101 Ocean is the name of it.
Just like
Okay.
1701 Ocean is the tower.
The name of it's 1101, Maureen.
Yeah, that's, okay. We're all in agreement. Good. About 8 years ago, on a night like tonight, I was standing in line at the Target, and the then mayor, Kevin Sanders, was in front of me buying supplies for his kids for a project, as kids will do the next day. And it was also the day that Dean Geibel had finally made an announcement saying that he was not going to move on right now with the Esperanza. And I asked Kevin at the time, well, we have the performance bond, right? And he said, oh no, not for the fast track. The 3 fast track, we wouldn't require a performance bond on. No, later, the new developers who, for the smaller projects, then will ask for the performance bond. So I would like to know if this council is going to ask for a performance bond, or actually ask their attorneys how they can proceed with a performance bond on the 1101 Ocean project, so that we don't go another 8 or 9 or 13 years with that eyesore. It's kind of a small word for a disastrous-looking place, which has cost us a lot of money. If we wanted to sit down and figure it out, I'm sure we could come up with some numbers on what it's cost the community over the years. If there are reasons why we should not proceed with a surety bond, I'd like to know what your reasons are, and if what your options are, if the same thing should happen. Because certainly you don't have to be bankrupt. He wasn't bankrupt. Dean wasn't bankrupt when he pulled out of Asbury Park. He pulled out of Asbury Park to go up to Hoboken to work with Donald Trump. And then he became bankrupt later. So that's my question to you. And if you'd like to explain what a surety bond is for the public.
So I'll take this one.
Well, the only thing I'll say is I had talked to Carl about it. I don't know if Carl, if you want to bunt it, if you want to take it or bunt it to the attorney, it's your call.
We talked a little bit about it. So the surety bond from our discussion is when dealing with public infrastructure. So the surety bond specifically wouldn't deal with this because the public infrastructure in this project is through the special assessment. So it's a little bit different in this case. So we wouldn't do the performance surety bond, and correct me if I'm wrong, Carl, on the 1101 because that is not a public infrastructure project.
That's correct.
Is the redevelopment agreement not a public-private partnership?
No, it's not.
We must have changed it.
There's two surety bond issues that are being mixed together here. One is under the municipal land use law, what's deemed a public improvement, which is generally speaking sidewalks, infrastructure such as water, sewer, curbs, street lighting, stormwater sewer. Those are required, and the town can unilaterally enforce that under the municipal land use law for those bonds. Anything more than that, the town does not have unilateral authority to impose a bond. We can negotiate that with the developer if we can negotiate the terms of a surety bond for the remainder of the project.
So the rest of it?
What rest of it?
So what's the recourse? He just told you that we can't do it? We can't ask for a surety bond?
That's not what I
What's
said.
the recourse?
I said there's no unilateral legal ability to require a surety bond. We will certainly discuss it with the developer, and if we can negotiate one, we will negotiate one.
And if you can't?
If we can't, then that's an issue the city will have to decide at that juncture.
Right, so the decision would be, if there's a no-go on the surety bond for the whole structure, it's a decision then, do we go forward without it, or do we stop it? That's the call that would have to be made. So we'll look into.
Well, we know what that scenario is, so
Yeah,
we've
so
been
it's-
down that
it's a
road
decision.
twice.
And just so the audience is clear, though, tonight, we're just voting on the conceptual design of 1101. I'm not, Maureen, I'm not saying that we won't look into this issue. I'm just saying tonight, that is not something that we are voting on or...
Right, and so the conceptual design sends it on to the planning board.
Right.
The planning board then works out the technical details of the design, and then in almost every case, the developer comes back in front of us with a subsequent redevelopers agreement, a special assessment, and a pilot. And those three documents then are what enable the development to happen.
And just so everyone knows who has specific concerns about the Esperanza, the project is being presented to the planning board on October 7th. So, October 6th. So I know a lot of people, certainly on social media, are talking about whatever concerns they have. We would ask that the best avenue and entity to deal with those concerns is absolutely the planning board on October 6th.
Thank you.
6. I was wrong, 6.
It's 1101 on this one.
What did I say? Wow.
Hi, Rita Morano,
Listen,
8th Avenue.
I'm not pregnant.
Go ahead, Rita.
Okay. Being 1101 is an interesting number because I was 1109 for 22 years. And I got concerned after the meeting on Monday night about all the spaces we're going to lose, 59 of them. I don't know, it's either 59 or 52, I'm not sure, but I think it's 59. I saw the mess that was going on there for all those years I was there. They're going to take up Kingsley Street, they're going to have a trailer, they're going to have about, I don't know how many workers, maybe close to 100. You better reconsider that 59 spaces. We ought to get some kind of revenue from that. We have to get it. We can't afford to lose 59 spaces on 4th Avenue. That's the main street. And they're going to make a mess all the way around, because I know. I've been there. I think I'm the only one in this room that's been there. And you better think about this. They have to have spaces for workers. They have to have a trailer. They have to have, and then they're going to take half the street. I mean, when they build in New York City, they don't do anything. They put up a canopy and they do everything within the building. Why do they have to have our streets? And they're probably going to take 3rd Avenue too. I'm not sure. But you have to do something. We can't afford to lose 59 parking spaces for 2 years, and it might be 3 years. We don't know how development goes. You can't be sure. I think you have to do something about that. And there's 2 parking lots, right? I mean, when you do the planning board's not going to do this. You have to do it. Planning board is just going to look at the plan and decide what to do. But you have to look at those 59 spaces that we can't afford to lose. Not one of them. And if the workers don't want to park there, they'll park on the street. And then what? Well, they'll issue a ticket, I guess, but other than that, and then the other thing I wanted to talk about was the dog licenses. I got a copy of them. 316? I don't think so. I mean, we have to start controlling the money coming in here. We're not getting our fair share of the money. There's more dogs than 316. I think, Amy, you know that there's about 48 dogs in the Santana, right?
At least.
At least. I know. They pass my house every day. People have 2 and 3 dogs. You have to get to that. And, I mean, as far as I could see, not one person on the west side got a dog license. And I know there's dogs there. I mean, I just reviewed it, and it's in very tiny print, which is hard for me to read. But 316 licenses doesn't even cut it. I mean, there's maybe 1,000 dogs in this town. We have to do something about it.
I agree with you, Rita.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think one of the things that, for sure, next year when we beef up enforcement at the dog beach, one of the things that we'll be looking at are the licenses.
One of the things you're looking at, I'm sorry, I didn't
When we
hear you.
beef up enforcement at the dog beach, and in the summertime, it's not the solution, but it's at least a piece of it. That's one of the things that we'll be doing while we're doing the extra enforcement of the dog beach, is to be checking the dog licenses and making sure people are getting their dogs licensed.
Maybe you could come up with some kind of a tag every year, like red or some color, like you do for the beach. I mean, like, something has to be done about that. It's not even that much money. It's what we're talking about, $10 or $12. That's got to be raised too.
We're raising that. Actually, Pam, who's not here tonight, is working on revamping. Pam and I are working on revamping the price of the dog license and the dog licenses.
Okay, and while you're looking at that, you can look at the mercantile licenses too, because they're outdated.
That's scheduled for next Wednesday.
Okay, that's good. I'm going to help you with that.
We're on the same page, Rita.
Huh?
We're all on the same page.
Oh, good.
We're looking at everything, as I mentioned Monday night, Cindy has been, she did it again yesterday.
Good.
She sent out an email to all the department heads. January's right around the corner. If you're upping any rates, we have to do it before January for 2016. She got replies from some department heads that they are going to do it. She's having a meeting on Wednesday looking at mercantile licenses. I asked her the same thing about dog licenses. She's going to increase those. Marriage licenses were below everybody else. So any licenses, we're taking a good look at everything, just because we cannot leave money on the table when we're trying to get off of state aid. And we're not gouging anybody. We're still going to be lower than Neptune, lower than Long Branch, but we're going to be equal to like Ocean Township or equal to Belmar. But right now, you're right, our mercantile license is this thick because we still have chicken farms on Springwood Avenue. I mean, things that have been in there for 100 years have never been deducted. We have some type of game that used to be on the boardwalk from the 1920s that no longer exists anywhere in the world. I'm not talking about pinball machines. I'm talking about some, I never heard of it myself. It's not skee ball, it's some game. So that, all that's in the work. As far as the 59 spaces, I agree with you. It's not a done deal. We've been talking to iStar about this. They know it's a concern of ours. So it's something we are trying to mutually work out.
And the parking committee is also trying to look at it, and Michelle Alonso, our city planner. I mean, we have 3 people looking into the spaces that we're going to lose for 1101 Ocean Ave.
Yeah, because they're going to be using the back of Kingsley Street too to go in there.
Right, but
yeah, so we're going to lose spaces there too.
I'm very happy to hear that, again, rumors in Asbury. You're right. They can start in your kitchen in the morning, and by the afternoon, they're back in your living room.
That's right.
So
that was
I was
always
very happy to hear we're not shutting down 3rd, 4th, Ocean, and Kingsley. We're just shutting down 1/2 of 3rd.
Okay.
4th. 1/2 of 4th for the staging and the construction. And so that's public information, so that's all we're doing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Also, Rita, so you know, for public information, all right, I have had some conversation with both Cindy and the police chief regarding the reestablishment of a dog census. So this is something that we're also looking at.
That's good. Yeah.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I just wanted a brief review of the amazing event that was Oyster Fest 2 weeks ago. I just wanted to share with anyone that didn't get to join us that day that it was really a community event that was a huge success. We had over 20 Asbury Park High School students helping out throughout the course of the weekend, and I really have to thank very much our superintendent and the liaison, Brian Stokes, and our coach of the football team for bringing us all of these wonderful, wonderful young people, and the teachers that volunteered their personal time over the course of the weekend to help the students and guide them and help us. I also want to thank the residents of Asbury Park who volunteered their time to make it a success, as well as some of the local workforce that we were able to employ in terms of cleaning up and doing other tasks at the event. The police force was wonderful, our fire department, both wonderful ambassadors for the city. We welcome people from as far away as Philadelphia and New York City, and then a lot of our local community as well. So it was a wonderful, successful event with a lot of terrible weather, but overall a really, really great success story for introducing people to Asbury Park and celebrating what we love most about it. So thank you to everyone that helped out. Thank you to friends and family. And we look forward to bringing you more events just like that next year.
And also, Jackie, thank you for helping with being a part of bringing the Zombie Fest back.
Hello, Mayor and Council. Jerry Scriano, Long Branch. I have a couple of questions. Kingsley Avenue used to be like a shopping area, the whole strip. A lot of stores faced Kingsley Avenue. And with 1101, it may be too late now because they have the entrance and the exit of the parking garage on Kingsley. But for future development, I think they shouldn't allow that. They should try to make it a commercial zone. That way when people go from one end of town to another on Kingsley, it'll be all stores and they won't have to worry about cars crossing in the middle of the block. And if you could change the parking lot on 1101 to go out 4th and 3rd Avenue, that would be a plus, because if buses run on Kingsley, what's better than to have a bus stop by the hotel? But I don't know, I don't think the entrance could be changed or not. I don't know what the real design is, but I like if from now on, if all new buildings can only have entrances to buildings or storefront on Kingsley. So you think we could get that changed in the redevelopment plan or have it written into there? The other thing is, a while back I asked, because I thought we were going to get a new city manager and I held off on it, but we need bi-weekly meetings with department heads and then monthly reports to show how we're cutting back on taxes. Now that we have new increase in revenue, we need a system not to spend that money that comes in, but to lower the tax rate. Because at some point, you're going to be driving out the middle class or the poor. So the only people who will be here will be the new people and the people who run multi-families that pay low taxes for the amount of people they put into the school system. So we need the reports so the Taxpayers Association or the Finance Committee can look it over and help you find ways to cut costs. So can we start that, or can you make that happen? Thank you very much.
Thank you. In response to the staff meeting issue, all right, we have always had bi-weekly staff meetings, all right? The Thursday after our council meetings, all right, we have a department head where we go over all of the issues, all right, that came up at the council meeting. That's, all right, that's been going on for, at least 3 administrations. All right, Terry Reedy had it, Jack Kelly had it, all right, we've carried it over. All right, and I'm hoping that the new city manager.
Yeah, but what about fiscal responsibility? That's what I would like to see, fiscal responsibility in those meetings. And you gave 2 bad names as referred. I'm sorry.
I realize some people may feel that way, but I'm just.
No, we know. We don't feel. We know.
A point that it's been carried on over certain administrations.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Hi, John Grant, 4th Avenue, Asbury Park. If I'm not speaking loud enough, let me know. Also, I enjoy watching Asbury Park TV. I listen to almost every minute of it that I can. But the people at the table are hard to hear because the microphones are far away. There's also rustling of all, papers that are by mics. And you can hear on Monday's meeting there was a cell phone that was vibrating through a lot of the meeting. So that's something to consider because I'd like to hear what everyone's saying. Also, I'm glad that Michelle Alonso mentioned the Complete Streets program. I've brought that up before at previous council meetings, and I'm willing to help her and volunteer for her in any way to get that proposal going, and then to understand what Asbury Park is not doing related to that program, but what can be done. And I think when you think of the long term of the city, and all the new units are on the beach and all the traffic that will come, if we can plan for the safety of pedestrians now, then that's worth a lot. And then I want to support Maureen in her quest to make sure that with the 1101 Ocean, that there are systems in place to Asbury Park can be assured that the project will be completed. So I understand what you said tonight, and we can go to the planning meetings, but I think we have to be careful because ISTAR is like Goliath, and we're just this little thing, city that wants to do well. And, we have to consider ISTAR, it's a big corporation, or Asbury Partners. Their job is to increase shareholder wealth, and that's why they're here. So if you look at their stock price, in February 2007, it was $51. Today, it's $13. They've also settled lawsuits related to their, concealing of important deteriorating market conditions. Now, I know that's what you read online. There's more to it than that, and that might not have been the case. But I think that's, especially with this big project, we need to watch very carefully that everything is going well and that the safeguards are in place for the city. Thank you.
Thank you. And just, I remember when ISTAR came into the city, and I was still working for the city, and I was dabbling in the stock market, and the price back then was $2 and change. And I'm kicking myself in the ass I didn't buy some. So the stock market goes up and the stock market goes down, sometimes not the reasons for anything. So I wish I bought some when they first moved in.
Anita Congress, 1501 Ocean Avenue. We've missed several meetings, and we are back again tonight, and it is a breath of fresh air to come here and watch democracy in action, especially after silly season in politics, to see people, the transparency, the fact that people come up, say what's on their mind, it's answered, and answered in full, and it's just this give and take, and it really does give one, even old cynical people like me, real faith that things can work out. So no response necessary. That's just a little
There is a response necessary. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn public.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
We're on to item F, the acceptance of minutes. I'm going to roll these all into one vote, all of these. We have the August 24th workshop meeting, the August 26th executive session meeting, August 26th regular meeting, September 8th workshop meeting, September 9th executive session meeting, September 9th regular meeting.
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We're on to the consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda are presented collectively to the City Council and will be considered for approval with one vote. These matters are considered to be routine in nature, and there will be no individual discussion of these items. If discussion is desired by one or more council members as to any particular item, then said item shall be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. We have item 2015-329, an approval of the special events wedding application as presented on September 21st, 2015. Resolution 2015-330, a resolution authorizing the payment of payroll in the amount of $981,273.91.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We're on to item H, individual resolutions. Resolution number 2015-297, approving a petition to extend licensed premises for the Cookman Restaurant Group, LLC, doing business as Cross and Orange for an event on October 24th, 2015. A rain date is scheduled for November 1st, 2015.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
We can't take questions from the audience on this, right?
No.
Okay. Yes. Too late, Louise.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We're on to Resolution 2015-331, a resolution authorizing the payment of bills in the amount of $951,273.91.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes, except 501-23-220-000-209, which I abstain.
Okay. We're on to Resolution 2015-332, accepting the 2014 municipal audit.
Move it.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We're on to Resolution 2015-333, corrective action plan for the 2014 municipal audit.
Move it.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Resolution 2015-334, a resolution authorizing a parking utility refund account. Any questions?
Move it.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
A resolution 2015-335, a resolution providing for the insertion of special items of revenue in the 2014 budget, Chapter 159, I-Star to cover gap in the boardwalk lighting grant.
Move it.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Resolution 2015-304, a resolution awarding bid and contract for the Asbury Park boardwalk lighting.
Move it.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
On to Resolution 2015-336, a resolution awarding bid and contract for the Springwood Avenue Improvement Project.
Move it.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
To Resolution 2015-337, a resolution of the City of Asbury Park making application to the New Jersey Local Finance Board pursuant to NJSA 40A:3-1 and previous approvals by said board.
This question, what does set board mean? What exactly is that? That's just the title of it?
Let's move it and get a
Yeah.
second.
Move it.
Second. No.
Any
not
questions or
Jesse's.
comments?
Jesse's question.
I'm just curious about the set board. What exactly is that? Is that just the title, the name of it, or what?
It's referring to the local finance board, which is in the Department of Community Affairs.
That's interesting.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall.
Yes.
Councilmember Warner.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
We're on to Resolution 2015-338, supplemental resolution authorizing the issuance of one or more series of additional non-recourse redevelopment area bonds of the City of Asbury Park in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $2 million. Waterfront redevelopment area infrastructure project. In connection, a project being undertaken in the city by South Grand Urban Renewal LLC and K. Hovnanian at Asbury Park Urban Renewal LLC, and as a portion of non-recourse redevelopment area bonds of the city previously approved pursuant to a resolution duly adopted by the City Council on February 20th, 2013.
Move it.
Second.
So I just have a comment. It's referring to 338 and 339, and just all those words essentially mean it's the special assessment, which is that 40% that would normally go to the county and the Board of Ed, which is now going to pay for the infrastructure in the waterfront. And I'm voting no on both of these, and the explanation is I don't think the special assessment deal is equitable. In Judge Politani's decision, he said that the city should work together with ISTAR to come up with a deal that works, that we both have, skin in the game. And the way it's set up now, right now, there's absolutely ISTAR skin is in the game, but at the end of this special assessment, the $40 million for infrastructure improvements will be paid by the taxpayers of Asbury Park. 100% of it will be paid by the taxpayers. And I don't think that's what the future taxpayers, for sure, like the people in the Vive and the people in South Grand and the people in Monroe, but I don't think that's what the judge intended when he came up with his ruling, so I'm going to vote no here. I don't know how it needs to be restructured. Maybe the special assessment doesn't need to be restructured. Maybe it's something in the negotiation process where there's some workforce development pieces, there's some sustainability pieces, there's some open space preservation. Whatever it is, it needs to be a more equitable deal. I don't think the deal is equitable. So that's the explanation for why I'm voting no on it. Short version.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
No.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We're on to Resolution 2015-339, supplemental resolution authorizing the issuance of one or more series of additional non-recourse redevelopment area bonds of the City of Asbury Park in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $3 million. Waterfront redevelopment area infrastructure project. In connection, a project being undertaken in the city by Monroe Urban Renewal LLC, and as a portion of non-recourse redevelopment area bonds of the city previously approved pursuant to a resolution duly adopted by the City Council on February 20th, 2013.
Move it.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
No.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We're on to Resolution 2015-340, an award of a contract for a regional contribution agreement project, 828 Dunleavy Road.
Move it.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
On Resolution 2015-341, a resolution of the Mayor and Council of the City of Asbury Park acting as the waterfront redevelopment entity, granting conceptual approval to Asbury Partners, LLC, regarding the proposed 1101 Ocean Avenue project, formerly known as the Esperanza, on Block 4002, Lot 1, and referring the matter to the Planning Board for appropriate approvals.
Move it.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Resolution 2015-342, a person-to-person transfer of I can never say this word.
You can skip it.
Planner Retail Consumption License 13-03-32-038-005 from Cookman and Bond Limited Liability Company to Ohana Kitchen Company.
Move it.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Resolution 2015-343, authorizing settlement of a workers' compensation claim captioned Charlie Lomack versus City of Asbury Park.
Move it.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Abstain.
Okay. We are on to ordinances, first readings, introductions. The introduction of ordinance 2015-38, an ordinance of the City of Asbury Park in the County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, the city providing for a special emergency appropriation in an amount not to exceed $75,000 to fund the preparation of a master plan. Move it.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Okay, we're on to public hearings.
That's first reading.
Oh, I'm sorry. First reading. And the public hearing for that ordinance is scheduled for October 28th. Another introduction of ordinance 2015-39, a bond ordinance providing for various 2015 roadway and sewer improvements by the City of Asbury Park in the County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, appropriating $3,900,000, I can't.
Skip it. It's all right, Melody, just skip it.
Therefore, including grants in the amount of $900,017 and authorizing the issuance of $2,850,000 bonds or notes of the City of Asbury to finance part of the cost thereof.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Public hearing for ordinance 2015-38 is scheduled for October 28th. For 2015-39 is scheduled for October 28th. Okay, we're on to public hearings, second reading. I'm going to have a motion to enter into a public hearing for an ordinance establishing salaries of certain employees within the City of Asbury Park, Monmouth County. A motion to open.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
You're sitting next to the wrong person today. Jesse.
Yeah, I know.
Say yes.
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Not now.
Would any member of the public like to be heard on this ordinance 2015-37? It establishes salaries for the title of traffic signal electrician.
Just for the public, what this is that this is not a new position. This is a title change, all right? We're changing the title of the city electrician, all right, to, all right, this new position of traffic signal electrician, all right, to bring it more into compliance with the actual work, all right, that the individual does. All right, so it is not a new position. There is not a change in the salary. It's still based on the same steps in the union guidelines.
So this is a union position, right?
Yes, it is.
Guidelines
It's the
on-
same union. All right, there won't be a change in the union.
Okay, so...
From one union to another.
Right now, it's a 40-hour work week, inconsistent with the salary?
Yes, it is.
Will we be flexible, since we have traffic signals that go down on the weekends, that this person would take off and be off on a Wednesday and probably cover that for a Saturday or half a day, a Monday and Thursday off? So
Their
they can be able to work
position
even?
in the blue and white contract, all right, their position is that if they come in for emergency purposes, all right, they're eligible for, all right, overtime pay.
So we,
All right, they get their choice between comp time or overtime pay, all right, in the blue and white union.
But that's what I'm saying. Right now, would you be able to restructure their schedule to take them off on a Wednesday?
Right now, we don't have that ability to do that because of the collective bargaining agreement.
And I don't think it would work out, just because they could go out any day, any time, and DPW does have a structured call list if a traffic light goes out on a Monday night or a Sunday afternoon. This gentleman would be called first, then there's 3 other backups. This gentleman may be in Hawaii, so there's 3 other backups that are called in to like change anything that happens on, outside of normal working hours. And he does other electrical besides just traffic lights.
Oh, he does?
Oh, yes.
So it's going to be, okay.
No, he's just not traffic lights total. He does all the other electrical work also.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, please state your name for the record.
Tracy Rogers.
Motion to close.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Motion to adopt ordinance 2015-38.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes. And thank
Motion to
you.
adjourn the meeting?
Thank you for coming in.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Close.
Move it.
Councilmember Clayton?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
I apologize for being tongue-tied.